No Frenchman who rolls the window down and tells me, who doesn't look like Bradley Wiggins, that I look like Bradley Wiggins, should be driving a car home. I don't know what we can do about this. It's not really our place.
That was, we've talked about loving being back in France. That's what it's all about.
That is what it's all about.
Welcome back to the Tour Daily Podcast, everybody. I'm Kaylee Fretz. Today on the show, Tadej Pogačar got the gift-giving out of his system yesterday and returned to being the soul-destroying eater of dreams we know, love, and respect. Let's get to it. Joining me today, Johnny Long. Welcome back.
Happy Monday.
Very happy Monday for Johnny. We're going to find out later whether it's a happy Monday for Patrick Redford and myself. Patrick, welcome back to the show.
Enchanté.
It's good to be back. Boys, we're back in France.
Oh,
which feels so good.
Thank mon Dieu.
It's not that we didn't love Barcelona and love Spain. I'm sure we got a lot of listeners out there that love those places, but frankly, I'm just kind of bad at it. I'm just bad at Spain.
Look, it's the Tour de France for a reason. Not the Tour de Barcelona, it's the Tour de France.
Yes. So today feels a little bit like the first day of the Tour de France, and I think that Tadej Pogačar agreed. Don't you think so? He's like, all right.
Too much.
All right. That's enough of all that stuff.
Quickest ever stage win in terms of when it came in the Tour, according to our Kit Nicholson. So if that's wrong, blame them, not me.
By one stage, though, I think.
Literally one stage.
Yeah, because he's won stage 4 before, and that was stage
3.
3.
It was indeed.
We're already losing count. That's a good sign.
He crosses into French airspace, gets a breath of that air, and just something in his system activates, and he's like, it's time to win.
Yep. So a little bit of the stage today. Tadej Pogačar won the stage. He also takes the yellow jersey. The gap in that competition is now 0.
Yes.
He's basically he's tied with Jonas Vingegaard. I don't know what the count back is there, but they're tied. The stage win, though, he ended up taking 2 seconds. Technically on Jonas, plus a bit of bonus seconds because Pogačar got the 10-second time bonus, Vingegaard got the 6-second time bonus, and then in third place, Richard Carapaz, who I wasn't sure was here for a GC fight or a GC battle at all, and I'm still not entirely convinced that he is, but gave a go of it today. Maybe he's just going for a stage win, really.
Yeah, and he's just he's one of those faster guys, isn't he? And he never turns down opportunity to race his bike fast.
And in fourth. On home roads.
Come on.
Paul Sexas.
The boy who gives us hope. We need him. We've never needed Paul Sexas more than today.
It was good. It was good.
It was a great stage.
So, Patrick, you and we actually went up to the top today. Bit of an unusual stage because not only did they change some of the logistics for us, which we talked about on yesterday's show, they told all the fans to stay away. And so not only did they tell them to stay away, the ones that did show up, they stopped them at 500 meters from the top. And so we're at the top with it's just lanyard people. That was the only people that were up there.
The worst.
The worst. No, but it was genuinely, because of that, it was, I think, the closest I have ever been to the finish of a Tour de France stage.
Really?
Like we were on the barriers at 30 yards out. 30
that's
meters
pretty
out,
good.
Right? Yards, because the U.S. is playing Belgium tonight.
Right.
30 meters out, which was enjoyable. Like we got to actually we watched in the flesh the finish line sprint up to the finish line. Your thoughts on being up there and sort of how unusual that was.
I mean, it was amazing when you revealed to me that was the closest you'd ever been. You're sort of a tour dad figure, so you've seen so many stages, and it was
15 times 21 plus 2.
300 plus. Yeah. I mean,
wow.
It felt great. You and I walked into some sort of enclosure for journalists. We put ourselves in the pen, and then we were watching the stage finish on the little TV right above the finish line. And then that cut out to show the logo, and we had no other way to see who was going to win the race other than to look down and watch the guys race their bikes, and it was cool. I had a great time.
It was a good reminder that it's important to go watch the race every once in a while for us, because we can be, while very close to it, very separated from it, which is a bit unusual. But yeah, another good reminder that if you ever have the chance to come here and see this kind of stuff in person, it's genuinely very impressive, right? Like, they're at the end of an incredibly hot stage. We'll talk about the heat a little bit later. Really hot stage, really hard stage. UAE kind of taking control. and they're still sprinting like maniacs up the end of this final climb. Let's get over to the breakaway and the doomed nature of the breakaway and the potentially unnecessary doomed nature of the breakaway.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Because you guys watch, you're cycling experts at a really high level. And I just want to know, was there any point during the stage day when you thought that breakaway was really going to stay away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up until UAE decided it wasn't, which they admitted they did on an ad hoc basis, which is kind of even arrogant's too strong a word, but it's, insert word less than arrogant.
Yeah.
That was where they just decided, oh, we could do that. We could, create all their dreams for today just because we can, which is kind of what Pogačar said.
Yeah.
But because it was a strong breakaway, right? You had a good mix of climbing boys, you had the canny boys, which we're talking about, your Magnus Kort, etc. Egan Bernal had a really tough time where he was, really instrumental in helping the breakaway form itself, and then had a mechanical and drop back.
And then had a halfway decent finish anyway, actually. Finished
really?
in the top 20, 18 seconds back from Pogačar. Yeah, we're pretty far forward, despite the fact that he basically spent the first 2 hours of the race on the limit. I mean, yeah, it was one of those breakaways. It was one of these days, and actually, the Secret Pro talked about this. It wasn't a GC day, and we talked about this in the preview.
Yeah,
it was designed to look on the profile, I guess, to the uninitiated, like a GC day. But when you actually dug into it, it wasn't hard enough. It shouldn't have been hard enough. It was designed to be a breakaway day. It was designed if you put yourself in Thierry Goubinou's head, the course designer of the Tour de France, the whole idea was TTT kind of separates the wheat from the chaff, right?
Yeah.
Like the top guys from everybody else. That leaves you with probably maybe 10 riders that are still in contention. Stage 2, lumpy, difficult, kind of Ardennes, you whittle it down a little bit more. But then today was designed to allow some guys to get back in it, right? To allow your Alex Baudin on EF, who was a minute 3 or a minute 7 back, I believe.
Yeah.
Who was for a time in the virtual yellow, allow him to take the real yellow, right?
Yeah.
That was the whole idea today. But UAE had other ideas.
Ridiculous.
They were not going to allow it. Patrick, we were wandering around the top. One of the nice things about stages like today, where they tell the journalists to stay away, they kind of they're not ready for journalists to actually be there. So we were there. Basically, everybody else was there. We all decided we were essential, and we all show up, and the riders are relatively not easily accessed, but available to us at least. They're pretty hot and tired, so
they can't run away as easily.
They can't run away as easily. Basically, there's no team buses there. That was pretty crucial. We heard a couple different riders sort of respond to questions about that. So Alex Baudin talked about that. I thought he was pretty circumspect in that. His answer was basically, "It's a bike race. They came to win the bike race. We came to win the bike race. We lost the bike race. They won the bike race." Is there any sort of more emotional pull for you, Johnny, in kind of do you wish they wouldn't do that?
Yes, 100%. This is how the Tour de France, in my mind, the way I grew up watching the Tour de France is supposed to work, where eventually the main characters get their shine towards the end of the race, but the start is, was for the sprinters. I don't mind that it's kind of been taken away from them, but that's just personal opinion. But then the Alex Baudins of this world, who will probably never win the yellow jersey, in Paris, it's their time to shine. They get to wear it for a few days. Everyone gets to learn more about who they are. It's a gift for France for putting up with hosting the race. And Tadej Pogačar, on a whim, because he is chasing the record stage wins, but won't admit that he is.
Said he wasn't.
Said he wasn't, but is.
Said he hasn't even thought about it.
Well, or he's a sociopath. One thing or the other. But that's, to me, how it should work more, because very easily...
We have food for the first time. Again, a lot of firsts on tonight's podcast. For the first time in a while, we have the food arriving mid-podcast, which is a really important
We're not about
thing.
to turn this into a mukbang, though, so we're going to finish talking about this topic.
Yep.
It's just, it kills my vibe a little bit. Obviously, Tadej Pogačar and the rest of them are very entertaining as a GC generation, but there's a bit of soul missing from not having these early storylines and just launching straight into Visma landing a punch, UAE landing a punch.
Yeah.
It's kind of are we going to do this for 21 days? Because it's going to get very hard to find new ways to skin this particular cat.
Can I counterpoint?
Please do.
So, one, I kind of see what Alex Baudin is saying. And granted, he's saying that because he knows what the response will be, right? Like he's saying that I'm not sure he's probably pretty annoyed that they didn't let the break go today. He was the strongest rider in that move. Maybe or maybe not. He knew that I picked him in our fantasy game, but either way, he was frustrated, right? But nonetheless, we're talking about probably the greatest male cyclist of all time.
Yeah.
When he does start to break even more records, when he starts to break, now Cav's record of stage wins, things like that. The history books don't show how you did it; just shows that you did it. And if he doesn't take opportunities that he has, then he won't do it, right? Then he won't get there. And so I think that the counter argument is like let the exceptional be exceptional, essentially. And I'm not saying it's necessarily fun in the moment always. I think it's kind of hard to wrap your head around that in the moment. But I think long term, it's not necessarily the worst thing. Nor is it really if I put myself in those shoes. If I'm Tadej Pogačar,
what's he supposed to do?
Like, you're the best bike racer in the world, right? You can win most stages. Do you not?
Yeah, I don't know. You can, but it's just the choices you make, right? The thing is, he has this whole thing where maybe it does feel like he is going for this record, and that kind of gives him extra drive. But then he also manages to be quite sort of, think outside of the present moment while he says he's trying to stay in the moment, where he's like, well, this could be my last ever win. You never know what happens. He's kind of going on a whole tomorrow's never promised vibe, which I find quite cathartic for him to say. But then I kind of want him to pick a lane where it's like, and I was talking to you, Patrick, where it's like the fake humility sort of thing, where it's like, I'd rather you be like, look, I'm going for the record. I'm going to put a statement out there. Yeah. I want to get the record. If I don't do it, then fine. It's hard. But if you do it, then wow, that to me, that actually makes it impressive. Where you're like, wow, he called his shot and then he did it.
There was someone in the press conference asked him, they said, do you think about the record? And in saying no, he didn't think about the record. He said, no, I don't think about Mark Cavendish's 35 stage win record. And it's like, clearly you do.
That's oddly specific, Tade.
Like clearly that motivates you. And his whole thing is that he's this like world bestriding winner who wins in like frequencies and in ways that we've never seen before. And like, that is actually what makes him cool. And if he leaned into that and say tried to win 21 stages or just really was like open about it, I think that would really be coherent with his whole appeal and vibe. And I think the people who are maybe sick of him, which like I don't necessarily count us among, I think they would at least sort of see what he's going for and appreciate the honesty.
This feels like, in the US office, got like the 7th season, they started like bringing in like Will Ferrell to try and keep it going. When they really should have just been like, right, look, Steve Carell's left, like let's put a pin in it.
Yeah.
Whereas, Pogačar either has to be like, right, yeah, look, it's not Steve Carell, but it's this other thing, and we're gonna, reinvent the wheel or whatever.
Yep.
But they're not quite doing that. He's trying to keep it going and pretend that Steve Carell is in the room somewhere, making his jokes. Didn't quite nail that, but I tried.
No, I see what you're going for. And this analogy is Isaac Del Toro, like if Will Ferrell like saved the show.
Yeah. If the fake juggling bit like was that was
if America fell in love, it works.
Yeah, the woman from Florida, if her character was more believable.
From
Tallahassee.
I was really out over my skis, my office knowledge. But
I'm gonna pull us back here.
Yeah.
You guys don't watch Harry Potter. You don't watch US Office. What do you watch?
Sorry, Kaylee was about to make a point.
Yeah, fine.
I was just gonna throw over to some of the quotes that we got out of the day. We dropped a couple in the run sheet here in response. Like Pogačar had a response to this, right? Like, was this why was he determined to win the stage? Is this the quote from Pogačar here that you've dropped in here?
Yes.
Okay. Because we love racing and we are here to race for the victory, and we saw in the middle of the stage that we have the possibility to go for the stage and take yellow. That's exactly what happened. We can be happy with how we rode today. It's a great motivation for the rest of the tour. I think it's as simple. Is it as simple as that? It's like the break didn't take enough time, fast enough, and so they did the math. They're sitting in the team car. Andre Houtman's sitting in the team car doing his little crunching some numbers and being like, "We can catch him." All we have to do, is put Niels Paul in the front for like 60K.
Yeah.
You know what they say?
Yeah.
If a bear's hungry, he'll eat.
Yeah, but Tadej Pogačar said he wasn't hungry because he eats gels every 30 minutes. So he needs to figure his shit out.
Explain this quote. Explain this quote, please.
So he had a bit of a weird interview with Seb Piquet in like the flash interview where they literally grab him off the bike and while he's still like breathing, or in Tadej's case, he actually doesn't have to catch his breath.
Standing perfectly still.
He's just fine. He had a couple of weird interactions with Piquet where Seb Piquet was like, well, you're hungry for victory because, you're doing the thing you're not supposed to kind of do.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not hungry. I eat gels every 30 minutes, which is like kind of a funny quip. But then it's like, well, then what is it? Like, explain it to us. And then he got a bit weird with Seb PK as well, because he was like, he kind of like was like, he basically said like, stop, like, I don't like the question, just like, let me go ride on the rollers. And it's like, come on, like, this is the whole, if you're going to win the stage, you got to give the interview.
Well, that gets to a strange thing. This is different than the ennui we saw last season. But it is a little alienating to see someone who's like so used to winning that it's like rote, it's mundane. It's sort of boring to him almost.
Yeah, it's the other thing that he was actually a bit peeved about. We're not getting to any levels of really deep in like whether he's annoyed or not. But he said, someone asked him about like the fans supposedly not being allowed. He's like, yeah, well, I was texting my mum last night and she said, oh, I can't come to the stage anymore, so that's sad. And he's like, yeah, but I'll see you the next day, so it's fine. So, and then we popped up to the finish and everyone was there. Like, they just stopped them, letting them up before 500 meters or something, was it?
Yeah, so there were plenty of, so we rode back on the chairlift.
The world's slowest chairlift.
That sounds, I don't like that.
On the way there, we were briefly getting passed by a woman hiking up the hill
in heels.
It was the world's slowest chairlift.
And Kaylee burnt his legs in the process, not from the sun.
Oh, on the metal.
On the like black plastic, because they're for winter time.
They are for winter time,
right? Not designed for summer. Yeah. And I got some short shorts on today, and it burned the back of my thighs.
That's why we put this table here.
You got the short shorts too.
I know. I saw myself on the video podcast today. It's like, I wish I'd brought different clothes, but here we are. It's fine.
What was I talking about? Oh,
the fans.
So
the fans.
We rode back with just a guy who would run up. Like, he was basically like, no, screw you guys. Like, so they were stopping everybody at 500 to go. So from like 2K to go to 500 meters to go, tons of fans. We could hear them from the chairlift, actually. This guy basically said, like, I don't really understand why. Like, there's no reason for, like, I already came out here. If the purpose is, not harming, like, the ability to respond to the fire, I'm already here.
Yeah.
Like, the ability from me going from 800 meters to 300 meters to go doesn't really change much of anything. So he described it, and he was French. He's from Bordeaux. He's like, it's just political. Like, one of the politicians just came in and said, like, you gotta do some stuff to make it look like we're doing stuff.
Yeah, I kind of get that.
Which is, legit. And then the other thing that we did when we were up there is I'm sitting in the press room and I'm going like, oh, it's gonna be a weird finish. Like, it's gonna be silent.
Like the Puy de Dome stage.
Yeah, like the Tour de France is never silent. So I was just going to write a story about how it's silent up there and how that felt weird and how the racers respond to that. Talked to a couple of them riders, and I ended up not writing the story because every single rider I talked to was like, I talked to Derek G and Alex Bowden talked about it, and who else did I talk to? Anyway,
I asked Casper Asgreen.
US Casper Asgreen, and everyone's just like,
nope,
I didn't notice. Didn't even notice. And the reason they didn't notice is because it was loud
fans.
from 2,000 to 2,000 meters,
which
to 500.
we didn't know. We thought like, wow, these guys are just big dogging us, but no, we were just wrong.
No, and
we're asking stupid questions at the top of the hill today.
That Puy de Dome stage was eerie because the way that road works, it kind of loops around on that train track, and the only people there were like a gendarme every 10 meters or so.
Yep.
I think I have one of the French children over there trying to airdrop me a meme featuring a French man in like traditional French clothing. So maybe they've stopped. Have they heard me?
Wait, they're not airdropping me anything. I want these memes.
Well, next time one comes through, I'll click faster.
Oh, great stuff. Also, Spain-Portugal has just started.
Okay.
Not a football podcast.
No.
We're going to take a quick break.
Yeah.
When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about our time at the top of the mountain. We are going to talk a little bit more, I think, about Alex Baudin and maybe what we expect from tomorrow.
Maybe the heat.
A couple of things.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Hey, everybody. If you're new here, welcome to the Tour de France and welcome to Escape Collective. Here's the short version. We're an independent cycling media company funded entirely by our members. No advertising for members, no industry money, no one telling us what to cover or how to cover it, just cycling journalism made by people who care about the sport for people who care about the sport. During the tour, that means daily podcasts, long reads from the roadside, stage previews and analysis, and a community of fans who take the race as seriously as you do. After the tour, it means everything else: features, investigations, tech, culture, the whole world of cycling. If that sounds good, come and find us at escapecollective.com/spin right now you can get 25% off an annual membership at that link. Welcome back, everybody. Can I just remind everyone how much we're enjoying being back in France?
Feels so good.
I'm enjoying being in the tour, you know, like
Yeah.
I feel by this point in our big tour ages, you can kind of go through the motions, but it's still just fun. It's like ridiculous. Like we've just got like we're trying to swat the flies off our like campfire Caesar salad, campground Caesar salads, and then we're recording a podcast.
What are the French children doing to you?
Yeah,
what are they doing to your phone?
No, I haven't received another one yet, but they were airdropping things. I mean, that's my bad for having it on. It's because you're trying to send me something.
I mean, I've
Anyway.
got probably some in here as well because I'm permanently on. So we'll see. We'll see.
That's how they get their kicks these days.
I
huh?
want to pivot over to Alex Baudin.
You know which French kid also had a bit of fun today before they didn't?
Ooh. And he got dropped, unfortunately, through the air.
Yeah. No, but okay. So Alex Baudin wore the yellow jersey in the Dauphiné, Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes. Side quest, asking the people from the Dauphiné newspaper how they feel about the name change. Decided we were going to do that today.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Should we not say that on the podcast because someone's going to steal it?
No,
we'll do it tomorrow.
We've talked about this before. No one steals our dumb ideas.
If they do, you know who it is, and we can confront them.
That's true. So Alex
Just
Baudin,
play it.
he had a great Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes. Like, he is on form. And one of the things, I think I mentioned this earlier, like he was my pick in fantasy today because one of the things I've learned doing the daily picks in fantasy over the last couple of years, particularly for the breakaway days, all you got to do is pick the guys who have really good Tour de Suisse, like weirdly good Tour de Suisse and Dauphinés. Like, that's it. Because
Like Pogačar.
yeah. I mean, he's a pretty good bet anyway. But, you know, like, he's a good example. Like, I would say, like, Quinn Simmons, who won a stage, right? Like, there's a couple guys, basically anyone who won a stage in those who is not Tadej Pogačar or Jonas Vingegaard or, like, one of the top guys, they found the form at the right time, right? And that's who you want, because to get a breakaway like today is not easy. It's a bit of luck. It's a bit of the right timing and the right mix. I mean, you know, like we're listening to the race radio sometimes, and you can hear the guys, the directors going like, "Nope, that's not it," right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you get in the right one, it's generally because you're also crazy strong. And Alex Baudin is currently crazy strong. I was bummed for him today.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I was necessarily bummed with the outcome of the stage. I think it was a good finale, and it was good to see those guys go at it. But I hope that he is given the opportunity to show what he can do. And we're not just doing this as like EF fanboys, right? Anybody in that same position.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to talk to George Bennett this morning, but he was so locked in and it was so hot at the start this morning that he was like, can we talk in a couple days? He also ended up in the breakaway. Like, there's a whole bunch of these guys who their whole goal is to get in a break and win out of that stage, win that stage. And one of the issues, the more of those that Pogačar takes, the harder that is for them.
Yeah.
But even without that, it's an incredibly hard mission.
100%.
And you kind of have to feel for him. So
yeah.
We talked with Alex Baudin briefly at the top. Any good quotes that came out of that one? Anything interesting?
I mean, I feel like there was sort of this. I mean, he was happy. Like he got in the King of the Mountains jersey. Like they didn't get the jersey they were going for, the stage win or the success, but like, you know, we watched that break form. It took forever to form, and the group that got in there was like all the strongest breakaway guys, like all of our faves. Like it was an elite group that really had to fight and scrap and claw to get there. So I think for him to be ultimately the strongest of the bunch, like he seemed not pumped, I would say, but happy. Like he had a great day out there, and I think he's happy to get a reward from it.
He got something, yeah. The Alex Molinar, who was the polka dot jersey wearer today, he looked amazing in all his polka dots, and I saw him getting so many photos with like Cajaral VIPs.
This is what I was saying yesterday. It's like
great. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
The nice thing about the tour is that, and this is like different from the World Cup, which is on right now, right?
Yeah.
The World Cup is like you either win or you lose.
Yeah.
And if you lose,
it's the cutthroat world of
It's
Gianni Infantino, whereas we live in the bucolic garden of Christian Prudhomme.
No, but in the tour, there are 10 different races within the race.
Prizes for everyone.
There are 21 races literally within the race, and then there are 10 in each of those, right? So there are so many different storylines to follow.
There's even a Georg classification for the best Georg in the race, either Zimmerman or
in the Tim Tom classification.
Yes.
Who's leading the Tim Tom classification?
I don't know, but the thing about
A Frenchman just said Kaylee looks like Bradley
Yeah.
Wiggins. This is Bradley Wiggins. Do you want his
Yeah.
autograph?
Yeah.
Tour de France. That's
I'm
him. He
I'm
did it.
concerned that he's driving a car.
That man
Hard to tell if-
should not be
Hard
driving
to tell
a
if
car.
drunk or just French.
Wow.
No,
that was
that
an
man should
amazing
not be driving
moment.
a car. Yeah.
Oh well.
No French man
Well, okay.
who rolls the window down and tells me, who doesn't look like Bradley
Not
Wiggins,
all.
that I look like Bradley Wiggins, should be driving a car home. I don't know what we can do about this. It's not really our place.
That was, we've
Could've
talked
been
about
worse.
loving being back in France. That's what it's all about.
That is what it's all about.
I think this
What are we
point,
talking about?
this point is so true about. I can bring it back. The Caja Rural,
Oh yes,
polka dot
yes.
jersey
The prizes
photo
for
op.
everyone.
Yep.
and like we were joking with Ansel from EF
Yep.
and
Oh, yeah.
friend of the pod, Zach Williams, Z_W_ photography on Instagram,
Don't encourage him.
about how we were making a joke about how there's no participation trophies in cycling. No gifts. Pogačar's going to win, and we thought about it. And it's like there aren't like participation trophies exactly, but the best thing about the Tour de France is success is so subjective.
Mm.
I'm sorry.
know?
There's literally a participation trophy in the Tour de France, which is the most combative every day.
Yeah.
That
It
is-
the
okay, that is true.
It is you
tried.
participated the most.
But that's beautiful. Like participating
Everybody.
is an amazing thing at this level. Like
Yeah.
Alex Baudon stirring the pot and like really going for it and survive. Like that is what makes the racing good.
yeah. That's
You
great.
know what was actually tough about today is that the first half of the race was raced like a modern breakaway stage where they're all just going at it for like a couple
Yeah.
hours. And then the second half was raced when they do the big chase and it's a GC day. So they didn't actually get the benefit of either, where it's like they take it chill before the GC bit, or the breakaway goes and the peloton can relax. They did both.
Yes.
And that sucks for everyone because then no one
It's
wins at the end of it.
I think that's
they?
why we were trying to get riders to say it, and no one will say it yet. They'll start saying it stage 15, 16. I guarantee you.
What, when UAE have won 12
Yeah,
stages?
yeah.
Correct.
Like, but because the actual thing going through everybody's heads today was, the hell, man.
Yeah.
Like that was literally.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. Like I don't care what Alex Baudin was saying.
It doesn't
in
mind if you
public.
don't win, but just
Yes.
if you're not given the chance to win, then that probably irks you more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's like it's not going to script, so it's not even like you. It's not even really based in any sort of reality. Like fundamentally, it's a sport. The
Yeah,
best
yeah.
bike racer should win the bike race, right? Like you can't
Yeah.
really argue against that. The problem is the sport has a lot of history to it, and things have been done a certain way.
Things
for a
have
very
been
long
built
time.
in for the
For
survival
better
of
or
everyone.
For,
Yeah.
To be clear, for better or for worse, I'm not really putting a moral judgment
Yeah.
on this, but it has been done a different way for a very long time. And so the natural reaction of a lot of people, and I would imagine like a lot of directors in particular who raced in a different era,
Mm.
are like, how do we deal with this? Like this was one of the most nailed on breakaway stages that you could put in the Tour de France, like almost anywhere, and it wasn't. And that's
Yeah.
something that like the whole peloton kind of has to reckon with.
Mm.
Can I ask a clarifying question here? Because I think this point is very interesting, and something I wonder is like, what has changed? Is this a matter of like decorum, like UAE is just conducting themselves more greedily, or is this a matter of relative strength? Like, why is this happening?
I think the latter. I think it's the latter. I think UAE is stronger relative to other teams than is normal. Not normal. Normal is not the right word because that has connotations to it.
The children
Than
are
is-
judging us.
Than is
on.
average.
They want to come on the podcast so
They
bad.
want to come on the podcast so bad. So the team is stronger than the historical mean. We'll put it that way. And then Pogačar is obviously stronger than the historical mean for the person in the same position. And so I think it's a combination of both that but really it's the fact that this team can do that.
Yeah.
Right? That they can just stick Niels Pollitt on the front and keep the break within 2 minutes and they can do that. And they also feel like that's not going to harm them 2.5 weeks ago. Or 2.5 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No one can touch them anyway, so
Yeah, because normally what they would do is they would say, well, yeah, we could, like, Visma could do the same thing. Movistar could do the same thing, right?
well,
But
Visma
they-
tried to, and they give Wout van Aert loads of stages and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
But they'd pay for it.
yeah.
And so UAE, I think they just don't feel like they're going to pay for it. And maybe that's true, maybe that's not.
Do you think it's someone actually having their cake and eating it in France?
Possibly.
Might be.
Possibly. What else do we want? We went trail running today. This feels like a
Did
bit of an
you?
after dark segment, but we'll put it in here for
Yeah, we went-
everybody.
We went trail running. Kaylee and I, we left the sort of impromptu post-stage mix zone.
Mm.
It was my favorite. It was my favorite.
I did think you were
finish in
down
a
quite
while.
quickly after the finish.
Oh, well, here's why.
Yeah.
Because there's this evacuation to get out of this small ski town, which, tune into After Dark if you want to find out what happened.
It's
there.
also delightful that
It was amazing.
If you want to go to Angles, I recommend
Les Anglais, oui.
my Preffy, 5 stars for Angles.
I checked and there's nothing on
I got
there in my
yelled at for
Preffy.
putting an accent over the second over the E that doesn't exist in the preview
Okay.
because it's not anglais.
It's not.
Anglais.
We weren't
Yeah.
in France at that time, so like doesn't count. So I thought we got to get back to the world's slowest ski lifts because it's going to take us 15 minutes to get down, 200 vertical feet. And so I see the hill. There's no one in front of us. I let Kaylee lead me out. I'm standing right behind him. I say, "You're leading me out." We hit the hill. I run up the climb
I have video.
all the way.
Really?
He ran from the bottom to the top.
Really?
It
Multiple.
felt bad. I didn't catch my breath for a long time. And then Kaylee,
Like you're at the Azteca.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I was at the
I let you
Azteca.
go for a while. I was Tade to your Alex
Mhm.
Baudin today.
I see.
With the
I
exception
think of
that
you more
I
as my
didn't
Felix
catch you.
Grobschartner, and to me as the Tade, and I was throwing you, the teddy
bone.
bear as you cross, yeah. But then you ran up the end and then sort of stunted on me with your not out of breathlessness by saying, "Well, I live at altitude, so this is nothing to me."
He loves
which
saying
is
that,
true.
to be
You
It's
know,
fair
one, of
to
my, it's
him.
one of my favorite things to remind
That's
people
like a
of.
belated birthday present him there, giving him the opportunity to say that.
No, but it was great. And it was great, and it allowed us to share a lift with a French trail runner
Yeah.
who gave us the very obvious point that there were people like 400 meters away from us. So it was ultimately an editorially useful trail run.
It was. I was about to
Best
write.
type.
I was about to write a story that was going to make me look like an idiot, and this man saved me from that.
Oh, okay,
And this
I
man,
see.
you mean
Yeah.
me, him? Hard to say, but it was great.
Patrick, Patrice, what's the difference?
Patricio, no más. Pero
Anything else interesting out of today's stage? We have a change in the points classification.
Oh, and drumroll, please. Who's in it?
Tadej Pogačar is
Yeah,
winning
great.
the points classification. We have
Yeah.
a change in the KOM classification.
Yeah, Bodam.
Good one. Alex
Bodam,
Baudin.
Bodam.
What I actually really liked about Bodin getting the polka dots was the French alliance between him and Nicolas Prudhomme,
Mm-hmm.
where on the host broadcast commentary they were like talking about this
Hold
and being
on.
like, well, they're not, why aren't they competing for it? But then it's like, you know what, like here finally some solidarity in the peloton. Kate Wagner's been crying out for it for years, and finally we got a sliver.
You can't talk about Prudhomme without us pulling up whatever Dane sent us.
Yeah,
today.
we got the start, but I got in the run sheet later on. Don't worry.
Oh, is it in
Ooh.
golden hour?
Don't you worry.
Oh,
Man, that sounds like a great stat. If people want to hear that,
It's not stat, it's a historical fact.
if people want that historical fact, what should
Yeah.
they do, and how do they access it? Because
I
that
feel
sounds
like-
amazing.
I feel like they should probably head to escapecollective.com/spin
Yeah.
to get 25% off an annual membership right now.
Yeah.
Only for Spin Cycle listeners.
And if you're the guy on YouTube who keeps commenting and saying you don't like it when we specifically say we're hiding things in After Dark, I want to tell you that I love you and I care for you. And I appreciate what you bring to our little universe.
Yeah. Do you know how much it costs to cover the Tour de France?
I think his name is space_YouTube.
It's like a decent 5-figure sum to cover the Tour
Yeah,
de France.
and that's just my croissant bill.
Yeah. That's just purely croissant for Johnny. We get into 6-7 figures by the time we
Well, I
add
can run
hotels
up
and
the trail with the propellers.
before we head out,
Yeah.
we want to make sure that we've covered the racing stuff for everybody. We're making an effort
Yeah.
to make sure that, like, if you're
Yeah.
listening to the free version of this, you're getting most of the real meat of it.
You know who should talk
You're just
about?
you're missing the sort of spicy edge tidbits,
The person we should talk about is that Arnaud Delis is officially out of
Oh,
the Tour de
yeah.
France. That
That's
was
a bummer.
it was the slowest march towards doom I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
He was just dropped early. He's been, we've spoken at length about his travails, and he was dropped early with Baptiste Verstroffer for company, his teammate.
Did Baptiste also get out?
No, he eventually got told you go,
You
which
just
is
go drop
the
him.
moment where you're like, right, you're out, and
Yep.
Lee finished outside of the time limit. Probably for the best, I think. I think basically on that team, he's such a big star on that team. They kind of have to keep him in the race and try and get him
Yeah.
to ride into health. Whereas I was saying to you the other day, I was like, any other team, you would probably be like, look, you're really good at bike racing. Don't maybe irreparably harm yourself by trying to do this in
Maybe stop.
39-degree heat. So Arnaud Delis, I'm
Sad.
also with
Is
you.
that the first DNSF?
No, there was
No?
a guy, there was Clement Berthet who was out via concussion protocol,
Oh,
which is a level of detail I did not know I possessed in my brain.
wow.
But
How
there
came
we
out of
go.
nowhere.
I'm full of surprises. and
Yeah.
croissants.
I had an interesting chat with Simon Clark this morning on that topic, actually.
You did.
Simon Clark, so a lot of you will recognize that name, a pro for a long time. He's now moved into this role that is becoming increasingly common and sort of like invested in by a lot of these World Tour teams, which is the sort of the person in between the equipment manufacturers and the team itself. So kind of in charge of optimization, essentially. And one of the things you've been playing with Ekoi, with their helmet manufacturer, they have a helmet with a sensor in it that'll provide a G reading when you crash, right? A crash sensor, basically. And so he was able to tell me, actually, like, we looked at the data, and Benny Girmay, who crashed in stage 2, right?
Yeah.
They're like, he didn't hit his head on the ground. We know that. Like, he hit his shoulder on the ground, he hit the ground, but I can tell you definitively, based on the data, he didn't hit his head, which is actually a really cool thing. Like, that's not something that has existed in pro cycling. I don't know where it ends up. I was like, well, do you pull riders out if they like hit a certain level? He's like, no, like at the moment.
No, don't do that.
But like there's a reason for it. Like, he's like, at the moment we don't have enough data.
Yeah.
Like,
fair,
he's like this is all
silly.
about, like, we need to see a couple big impacts to be like, what does that even really look like, right? But it's a pretty fascinating bit of technology, and I like to see that kind of coming into the sport, because we've talked a lot about how do you deal with concussion protocol, how do you like I still think that if they all had sensors, for example, you hit a certain G force, you get put into a van with the doctor who like does a real check on you that you have to pass. And if you pass it, you get stuck back in the group you were just in.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's not ideal. It's not perfect. It means that they don't have to ride for 15 minutes, but it's also not them self-reporting. It would come from a bit of data. We know you've crashed. I think this is probably something to talk about more after the tour, but an interesting bit of technology.
Agreed.
And something that, that was just an interesting chat this morning with Simon and sort of the stuff that's coming in pro cycling, perhaps. Anything else before we head out? Anything else that you guys saw today, noticed today, other than the fact that the second we stepped into France, the light changed? It was actually
it's so verdant. It's like
it was Ashley Gruber that said that. Photographer
really?
Ashley Gruber, who like would notice, right? And part of that, to be honest, was there's wildfires over there, and we're kind of like upwind of them now. So not entirely Spain's fault necessarily.
I thought it was a great Grand Depart though. Like, sometimes the riders don't really race these like Grand Departs that aren't in France, because if it's like in a place where they don't really know the roads, or just a bit, the stage design can not be conducive to that, but they obviously know Montjuic. Yep. And the racing was good. Barcelona is fun, if a bit crazy when it's hot. I had a great time, but yeah, you can't beat France. Sorry, it's why we come here and sleep in bunk beds for 3 weeks.
The first, well, no one got a Maigret, but we did, the first pichet of rosé, which is very important. And our first evening in France.
Continental Europe just does campgrounds like
so well.
The UK could never. I mean, it's probably climate based, but also it's just chill here. I mean, you're here with your family are here. That's why we're here. We haven't just come for dinner at a campground. We could do. It's not wouldn't be the craziest thing, but saying hello to your family, they are so zen and so chilled out. And they're like, we are just. This is
you guys have great vibes right now.
Great vibes, great relaxed vibes.
The vibes are over here. All right, we're gonna cut it off there. We're gonna cut off there for the free feed. If you do want to join us for a bit more chat, a couple more topics, and a bit of After Dark, where I don't know if people appreciated it or were disgusted by the button talk yesterday, but there's some buttons that happen in Golden Hour and After Dark. Join us. EscapeCollective.com/spin. 25% off right now. It's a great deal. We don't do deals. Like, we don't do deals. So this is like kind of a special thing.
It's already a deal at full price, I gotta say, as a day one member.
Yeah.
To be clear, already a deal at full price. So you might as well. You get access to the member purchase programs. You like buy one kit from MAP and get all of your membership back, basically. All sorts of good stuff. Come and join us. If you're a member, stick around. If you're not, we'll see you tomorrow from stage 4.
Where are we going tomorrow? Do you know?
Carcassonne de Foix.
Wow, Pete Cousins country.
Pete Cousins country.
Love it.
Do you think we can get him on the pod?
Maybe.
Let's try.
He's
been on the pod before, and he's great.
He's been very good.
He's very good.
He taught me everything I know.
He's your hoodie.
He's my hoodie.
He's your Kaylee.
Yeah.
Kind of.
He prepped me to.
He's an,
You have
OG,
multiple Kaylees.
he's an OG
to
tour dad.
turn up to Kaylee with some semblance of knowing what to do. Anyway.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow from Foix. Thanks, everybody. This episode was produced, edited, and mixed by the team at Red Bricks Media.